Very, very interesting talk. Thank you very much. You spent a little while talking about probably one of our biggest trading partners without mentioning them by name.
That might be China?
That might be China.
Okay, now I've mentioned them by name.
And as I'm sure you're aware, their currency is often in the news quite a bit recently as we've held off from the report on whether or not they're currency manipulators. And I'm curious what you think we as manufacturers and also what you think our leadership in Washington could and should be doing to perhaps reverse, I guess, what I would call the hollowing out of American manufacturing.
I'd be happy to comment on that. What we should be doing and what we need to do is to hold China accountable. The study on whether or not China has been a currency manipulator has been going on forever. And on July 15th, April 15th, they were finally going to announce the results of this year-long study. Clearly, it was going to be that China is, in fact, a currency manipulator. Many of our other trade partners around the world have already come to that conclusion. China approached the United States, as they always have, when they had nowhere else to go, and say, let's talk about this. Let's not escalate this confrontation. Let's find a way to negotiate this and come to some kind of an agreement. And we'll do that. We'll talk with you if you just don't announce the results of this study. So our government officials meet with China. We don't have any outcome yet. We'll negotiate for another 6 months. At the end of that period, there'll be some small escalation in the Chinese currency. They'll agree to have it float 3, maybe 5%. I don't know. That's my projection. Okay? And they'll have a couple of more years to continue manipulating their currency now at a rate of 35%, because they've agreed to a 3 to 5% increase, as opposed to the 40% that they've been enjoying for the last several years. They shouldn't have a 35% currency advantage. Okay? There are rules about this. They've agreed, when they became part of the World Trade Organization, to allow their currency to float. How many years ago was that? Okay? They blatantly break the rules that they agreed to that allowed them to become a trading partner of the world. And that's not right. And it's not right to say, well, we'll negotiate, we'll give them a little bit this time and a little bit more next time, and sooner or later, we'll have a level playing field. Well, at the rate of 5%, okay, every couple of years, when you start out with 40%, that's a long time. And it's enough time for them to put the American manufacturing sector out of business. And it is our job to make sure that we don't let that happen. And we need to make sure that we let every one of our political leaders, from the mayor who spoke today of the importance of manufacturing here in Cleveland, to our state officials, to our national officials, our leaders, they need to know that this is unacceptable. We are not asking for any advantages. We are not asking for any advantages. And I get so angry when I hear people say, well, we want to be protectionists. We're asking for a level playing field, nothing more. Now, virtually every person in this room is involved in manufacturing of some type, and I don't know all of your companies. But I'll ask you to think about this during the course of the day. You do know your companies. You know your business. You know your employees. You know your team. Okay? Ask yourself this question. Given a completely level playing field, are you confident that your company, your team, can succeed in international trade, that you can do it better on a level playing field than those in China? I can tell you this. I can't answer it for your companies, but I sure as heck can answer it for Nucor. And for Nucor, the answer is a resounding yes. We are confident. Given a level playing field, we will take on any competition anywhere in the world, and we will be successful. American manufacturing built this great country. Look around what we've done. Look at what we've accomplished. There is no way that I will ever believe that given what we've accomplished over the last 200 years, that given a level playing field, American manufacturing will not come out on top. I believe that with every fiber in my body. Long-winded answer to your question, but that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that our officials on the national level, the state level, and the local level understand that all we are asking for is a level playing field, and we are demanding, for the sake of our employees, that we get it.